If you have been watching videos online or scrolling through social media and seeing warnings that certain fruits are destroying your prostate, making your symptoms worse, or causing inflammation, I understand why you feel confused and even scared right now. You have spent your whole life hearing that fruits are healthy, that you should eat more of them, that they are packed with vitamins and antioxidants your body needs. But suddenly everywhere you turn, someone is telling you that fruits are the enemy, that they are secretly sabotaging your prostate health, and that you need to eliminate them completely. This confusion is completely normal and understandable, because the messaging around nutrition has become so contradictory and sensationalized that it is almost impossible to know what is true anymore. One video tells you fruit sugar is poison. Another tells you that acidic fruits will destroy your bladder. A third claims that all carbohydrates including fruit are feeding inflammation and making your prostate grow larger. With all this conflicting information, many men simply give up and stop eating fruits altogether, which is one of the worst decisions you can make for your overall health. My name is Dr. Isabel López, and I am a urologist who has dedicated my career to helping men understand the real science behind prostate health, not the fear-based clickbait that dominates social media. Today I am going to explain exactly what the research actually says about fruits and their relationship to prostate health. I am going to show you which fruits genuinely support prostate function and which ones might need moderation in specific situations. Most importantly, I am going to clear up the dangerous myths that are causing men to make poor dietary choices based on incomplete or misleading information. I want to know where you are watching from today. Drop your city or country in the comments below so I can see how far our community reaches. And make sure to follow this channel because I am committed to giving you evidence-based information that cuts through the noise and helps you make smart decisions about your health. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to include fruits in your diet in a way that supports your prostate rather than harms it, and you will understand why the real danger is not the fruit itself but the myths surrounding it. The primary argument you hear against eating fruits is that they contain fructose, which is natural fruit sugar, and that this sugar causes inflammation, feeds bacteria, disrupts hormones, and makes your prostate enlarge. This sounds scientifically plausible on the surface, which is why so many men believe it without questioning the actual evidence. But here's what the research really shows. When you eat whole fruits in normal reasonable amounts, the natural fructose they contain does not cause prostatic inflammation or worsen urinary symptoms in healthy men or even in most men with mild prostate issues. The confusion comes from conflating whole fruits with processed sources of fructose like high fructose corn syrup, table sugar, and fruit juice concentrates. These are completely different in how your body processes them. When fructose enters your system in its natural form, meaning inside a whole piece of fruit, it comes packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients that slow down absorption, stabilize blood sugar, and provide anti-inflammatory benefits. Your body handles this type of fructose efficiently without causing metabolic chaos or systemic inflammation. The real problem begins when you consume industrial fruit juices, sweetened smoothies, dried fruits with added sugar, or fruit-flavored products that strip away the fiber and concentrate the sugar content. A glass of orange juice contains the sugar of 4 or 5 oranges but none of the fiber or pulp that would normally slow absorption. Your blood sugar spikes rapidly, insulin surges, inflammation increases, and over time this pattern does contribute to metabolic dysfunction that can indirectly affect prostate health. But this is not the fault of the fruit. This is the fault of processing and overconsumption. When you eat a whole apple with its skin, a handful of fresh berries, or a slice of watermelon, you are getting a balanced package of nutrients that your body is designed to handle. The fiber in whole fruit slows digestion, prevents blood sugar spikes, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and supports healthy inflammation levels throughout your body, including in your prostate. The takeaway here is simple. Whole fresh fruit in reasonable portions is not your enemy. Industrial processing and sugar concentration are the real culprits behind the inflammation and metabolic problems that people mistakenly blame on fruit itself. Now let me address a real concern that does affect some men, which is that highly acidic fruits can irritate the bladder and urinary tract in individuals who have chronic prostatitis or bladder sensitivity. This is not a universal problem. Most men can eat citrus fruits, pineapple, kiwi, and other acidic options without any issue. But if you already have an inflamed prostate, an overactive bladder, or interstitial cystitis, acidic foods including certain fruits can worsen your symptoms temporarily. Stick with me until the end because I am going to give you practical guidelines on how to personalize your fruit intake based on your specific symptoms and tolerance levels. The key point to understand is that bladder irritation from acidic fruits is not the same thing as destroying your prostate. These fruits are not causing permanent damage or making your prostate grow larger. What they are doing in sensitive individuals is triggering temporary discomfort like burning during urination, increased urgency, or a weak interrupted stream. If you notice that eating oranges, lemons, pineapple, or kiwi consistently makes your urinary symptoms worse, then the smart approach is to reduce or avoid those specific fruits while still eating plenty of other non-acidic options. You do not need to eliminate all fruit from your diet. You just need to pay attention to which ones your body tolerates well and which ones cause irritation. This is basic personalized nutrition, not a blanket condemnation of all fruit. For most men, even those with mild prostate enlargement, fruits like papaya, melon, banana, pear, and berries cause absolutely no problems and provide significant health benefits. The recommendation here is to observe your own body's response. Keep a simple food and symptom journal for 2 weeks. Write down which fruits you eat and whether you notice any changes in urinary frequency, urgency, burning, or flow strength. This personal data will guide you far better than generic fear-based advice telling you to avoid all fruit. Let me clarify an important distinction that gets lost in most online discussions about fruit and prostate health. There is a massive difference between the small amount of fructose you get from eating 2 or 3 servings of whole fruit per day and the excessive fructose load that comes from drinking sodas, energy drinks, sweetened coffee beverages, and eating processed foods loaded with high fructose corn syrup. Excess fructose from these industrial sources absolutely does contribute to metabolic syndrome, which is a cluster of conditions including insulin resistance, abdominal obesity, high blood pressure, and chronic inflammation. Metabolic syndrome does not directly attack your prostate, but it creates a systemic inflammatory environment in your body that indirectly worsens prostate health over time. When your metabolism is dysregulated, your hormones become imbalanced, your insulin levels stay chronically elevated, and your body produces more inflammatory cytokines that circulate everywhere including your pelvic region. This chronic low-grade inflammation contributes to prostate enlargement, worsens urinary symptoms, and increases your risk of developing prostate cancer. But here is the critical point that gets ignored in sensationalist content. The research linking fructose to metabolic problems and inflammation is based on excessive consumption of processed fructose sources, not whole fruit. Study after study shows that people who eat more whole fresh fruit have better metabolic health, lower inflammation markers, and reduced risk of chronic diseases including prostate cancer. The fruit is not the problem. The processing, concentration, and overconsumption of isolated fructose are the problems. Your body is perfectly capable of handling the fructose in an apple, a cup of berries, or a slice of melon without triggering metabolic dysfunction. What your body cannot handle well, especially as you age, is multiple servings per day of fruit juice, sweetened yogurt with fruit syrup, dried fruit loaded with added sugar, and fruit-flavored snacks that deliver concentrated sugar with none of the protective fiber and nutrients. The enemy is not the fruit. The enemy is what modern food processing does to fruit and how much of these processed versions we consume without thinking about the consequences. Before we dive in, I want to share something special with you. I have created a 21-day challenge designed to help reduce and prevent prostate enlargement with simple exercises you can do in less than 15 minutes a day. Do not wait. Grab your copy of the ebook right now. The link is pinned at the very top of the comments. Now let me shift the conversation completely and show you the fruits that actively protect your prostate and reduce your risk of prostate disease. These are foods you should be eating more of, not less. Tomatoes, watermelon, guava, and papaya are all rich in lycopene, which is one of the most studied and proven antioxidants for prostate health. Lycopene reduces oxidative stress in prostate cells, inhibits abnormal cell growth, and has been associated with significantly lower rates of prostate cancer in numerous large-scale studies across different populations. Dark-colored fruits like grapes, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries contain high concentrations of polyphenols and anthocyanins, which are powerful plant compounds that combat oxidative stress and reduce inflammation at the cellular level. These compounds protect your DNA from damage, support healthy cell division and repair, and create an internal biochemical environment where abnormal cell growth is far less likely to occur. The darker and more vibrant the color of the fruit, the higher the concentration of these protective compounds that directly benefit your prostate tissue. The overwhelming weight of scientific evidence from decades of research points in one absolutely clear direction. A diet rich in fresh whole fruits is a protective factor for prostate health, not a risk factor. Men who eat more servings of colorful fruits daily have measurably lower rates of prostate enlargement, significantly lower rates of prostate cancer, and substantially better overall health outcomes compared to men who avoid fruits or eat very few servings. The protective compounds in these fruits, including vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytochemicals, far outweigh any theoretical concerns about natural sugar content when consumed as part of a balanced diet. The practical application is straightforward and can start immediately. Aim for 2 to 3 servings of whole fresh fruit every day, with at least 1 serving coming from the red and purple category for maximum lycopene and polyphenol content. A serving is 1 medium tomato, 1 cup of watermelon cubes, a handful of berries, or 1 whole papaya. Include a variety of colors throughout your week to get a full spectrum of protective compounds. Eat them whole rather than juiced to maintain the fiber that supports healthy digestion and blood sugar regulation. This simple, consistent practice of eating protective fruits daily is one of the most powerful and scientifically validated actions you can take to support long-term prostate health. Let me give you practical, actionable guidelines for including fruits in your diet in a way that maximizes benefits and minimizes any potential downsides. The first principle is to always choose whole fruits over juices, smoothies, or dried versions whenever possible. Whole fruits come with their natural fiber intact, which slows sugar absorption, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and provides satiety so you do not overeat. When you drink juice or blend fruits into a smoothie, you break down much of that fiber structure, which accelerates sugar absorption and reduces the metabolic benefits. The second principle is to eat fruit with the skin whenever it is edible and safe to do so. Apple skin, grape skin, berry skin, and even the white pith of citrus fruits contain concentrated amounts of fiber, polyphenols, and other beneficial compounds that you lose when you peel or discard them. Obviously, you would not eat banana peel or pineapple skin, but for fruits where the skin is edible, keeping it on dramatically increases the nutritional value and protective effects of that fruit. The third principle is to combine fruits with sources of protein or healthy fat to further stabilize blood sugar and enhance nutrient absorption. Eating an apple with a handful of almonds, berries with plain Greek yogurt, or melon with a slice of cheese creates a balanced snack that delivers sustained energy without blood sugar spikes. The protein and fat slow digestion, keep you fuller longer, and help your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like lycopene and beta-carotene more effectively. The fourth principle is to pay attention to portion sizes and timing. 2 to 3 servings of whole fruit per day is ideal for most men. A serving is roughly 1 medium apple, 1 cup of berries, or 1 slice of melon. Eating your fruit earlier in the day rather than late at night gives your body time to process the natural sugars before you sleep. And spreading your fruit intake across meals rather than consuming it all at once prevents the blood sugar roller coaster that some men experience when they eat too much fruit in a single sitting. Join the Members Club. Drop a super like if this video has helped you see through the fear-based misinformation about fruits, and share this with any man who has been avoiding fruits because of what he heard online. Let me be absolutely clear about the bottom line message here. No fruit destroys your prostate. Not oranges, not grapes, not watermelon, not any whole fresh fruit eaten in reasonable amounts. What destroys health is misinformation, fear, and making dietary decisions based on sensationalized content that cherry-picks data and ignores the full body of scientific evidence. The real danger to your prostate health comes from chronic inflammation driven by processed foods, excess sugar from industrial sources, sedentary lifestyle, chronic stress, and hormonal imbalances. Whole fresh fruits are not contributing to any of these problems. In fact, they are part of the solution. They provide antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress. They deliver fiber that supports gut health and hormone metabolism. They supply vitamins and minerals that your prostate tissue needs to function properly. And they come in a package that your body has been designed over millions of years to process efficiently. Eating with balance and knowledge is the foundation of prostate health and overall wellness. This means including a variety of colorful whole fruits in your daily diet, avoiding industrial fruit juices and sweetened products, personalizing your choices based on your individual tolerance, and not falling victim to fear-based marketing that tells you to eliminate entire food groups. Men's health begins with informed, conscious choices, and fruit is an ally in that journey, not an enemy. The myth that fruits destroy your prostate is harmful, irresponsible, and not supported by credible scientific research. What the evidence actually shows is the opposite. Men who eat more whole fruits have better prostate health outcomes. Period. Do not let clickbait titles and fear-mongering content rob you of the protective benefits that fruits provide. Make smart choices, eat real food, pay attention to your body's signals, and trust the science over the noise. Your prostate will thank you for it.